I had never heard of Sacrificio before. We missed them a couple years back at the Premium Cigar Association trade show.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we don't do that. Fingers.
They served cake, didn't they?
It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. Sacrificio. This is the Maestro, a series of cigars from Sacrificio, which are made by the people at Oliva. So Oliva does the rolling for Sacrificio, a series of cigars. The Junior, the Elegante, they have the El Caballo, and this is the Maestro, which is this very cool looking, I would only refer to that as a torpedo. Right there is the only way to possibly describe what this is. As a torpedo, it's a 6.5 by 52, which means it's 6 1/2 inches long.
Gee.
Always makes Fingers Malloy laugh. And the ring gauge is the 52. That's the diameter of the cigar or how thick it is around. Again, with the laughter, Ecuadorian Sumatra seed wrapper here. We're talking about Ecuadorian and Habano in the binder, Dominican, and from Esteli, Nicaragua in the filler. Man, I will tell you what, it's a pale brown for sure, but it's a lot oilier than I thought it would be. It's not grit. It's actually pretty smooth to the touch. It isn't the prettiest look. I am totally fine with that. But more, no, it's not that it's slippery, but certainly Fingers, way more oil than I expected on this cigar.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. And, I have a cutter where it kind of it limits how deep you can go on the cut. I had to cut it 3 times to be able to get it.
When it's got a backstop to it, right? If you have which is a great idea, right? A cutter with a backstop means, it doesn't go through and through. It stops you. So you're never going to cut off too much. So if you're somebody who does a straight cut on standard cigars, then standard shape, standard Vitola cigars, then perfect, makes sense. But when you're dealing with a pyramid, you're dealing with a torpedo or something else, it gets a little more difficult. You do a little more cutting, or you do something. I use a butterfly style cutter. This is actually my Opus X Society cutter. Daddy spent a couple dollars.
Fancy.
Oh, Daddy also got a second mortgage. That's how he got the Opus X Society. This is the military one right here. I got to admit. That's pretty right there. I'm super happy.
I can't bring myself to spend that kind of money on a cutter because I'm always worried I'm going to leave it somewhere, like sunglasses.
Yeah.
Like I have prescription sunglasses. I left them in another state.
Did you?
Yeah.
When?
When I went golfing. Oh. So I know where they are. I'll be able to get my hands on them eventually. But does that lighter leave the house?
This lighter rarely leaves the house.
Cutter too.
The cutter.
Yeah.
Yes, it does sometimes, because when it comes to lighters, as we've discussed before, I have a hard time spending money on lighters. Lighters is fire, right? You want something pretty, that's fine. Cutter is about cigar enjoyment, because if the cutter is no good and you ruin the cigar because of it, that just sucks. So, this lighter was a gift. This is an ST DuPont, and this lighter is about $300.
Oh, wow.
The cutter was not a gift. The cutter was $275, and I'm telling you, worth it. One. You only need one. You do not need more than one, unless, of course, you're that guy. I have 2. The point is, I do. There was not a deal. I just wanted them. But that's it. Like, I'm done and complete. Can we get back to the cigar?
Please do.
The Sacrificio is what we are smoking. I've yet to puff this thing. This is the Maestro, 6.5 by 52. This torpedo here. Oh, that is a very, very easy draw.
Yeah.
Almost too easy.
And you have a deeper cut than I do. And I have a nice easy draw on my cigar, and we just lit this, so I'm just getting maybe a faint nutty note, some tobacco, not really peppery, not really spicy at this point, but we literally just lit this 3 minutes ago.
I think that faint nutty is absolutely present. There's also something wonderfully leathery in my view going on. Now, other people might take that differently. What's interesting is so the Ecuadorian Sumatra and the binder being Ecuadorian Habano, there is some spice that, of course, lays in here when you're talking about a Habano. But Sumatra can go a bunch of different ways, and I am getting leathery. This is actually a bit of a lighter smoke than I would have expected right off the bat. Sacrificio, Sacrificio is how that's spelled, this Maestro. What's getting to me is the draw is too easy. There's a touch of wiffle ball bat to this cigar. So we refer to a wiffle ball bat as a cigar that doesn't have enough heft. You think it would just need it should have a little more tobacco, have a little more feel to it. This is a little bit light in the hand, not in the flavor. Flavor happens right now. Be very nice. That leather, that nutty, it's a little more upbeat than I was expecting. The draw is just too easy. I need that draw to tighten up a bit. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, it does. For me, I'm not having that issue, but again, you have a deeper cut than I do.
Yeah, but not by much. No, I mean,
I would
come
say
on.
that's pretty significant.
I don't, yeah. Well, you really went with the tip. You are really trying to concentrate all the smoke.
Well, as you know, my saying is measure once, cut 3 times.
I thought it was live, laugh, love.
That too.
Smoking the Sacrificio Maestro here. You want to grab your notebooks at this time and take your cigar, take your notebook, break the cigar up into thirds in your mind. First third, second third, final third. And then you want to get out your notebook. What'd you eat today? What'd you drink today? Should I ask you what you ate and what you drank today, Fingers?
It would be pretty boring. A cup of coffee.
You're on some kind of program, aren't you?
I'm always on some sort of program.
What did you eat today? What did you drink today? The weather, which has been absolutely spectacular here in central Indiana. And weather will affect your palate, and what you ate and what you drank will affect flavors. And then what are the flavors you get from each third of the cigar? Write that down. And when you go and try that cigar a month from now, 6 months from now, whatever it is, you compare your notes. That's your through line. That's what you really felt. That's where your palate was. That's what you got from the cigar itself. I will tell you, I like what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very, very enjoyable cigar. And I know it's done and rolled by the people at Oliva, but not, at least I will take this, I don't do the G's and I don't do the O's. When I do Oliva, I do the Serie V, I do the Milanio, and I love them. I've got a box of Milanios, Robustos in the humidor right now. So I'm not getting that flavor. Maybe there is an O or a G thing going on here. With that I would be able to compare it to an Oliva, but I don't have that. I don't have that background to know if I do or don't. I know you smoked them a little bit, but I think it's been a while.
Yeah, it has, and I'm not going to claim to have smoked 50 of them in the last few years. I've had probably 3 or 4.
The Sacrificio Maestro Torpedo. It is definitely a torpedo, 6.5 by 52. The question, Fingers Malloy, is this in your humidor at $13 a stick?
No idea, but so far, so good.
Yeah, so far, very good. And the spice is starting to build. Are you not getting that?
Not yet.
Who are you?
It must be all the coffee.
How much coffee?
6 gallons.
Fingers Malloy likes to get and elicit listener questions. He likes to know what it is you of Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation think and say, because you're a man of the people, Fingers Malloy.
That's true. And also, I feel like it is good to service your community.
It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That I can't even keep a straight face. That right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. Don't forget our books, Let's Go Bourbon and Let's Go Barbecue. Perfect for Christmas, available at Amazon.com. Let's Go BBQ, recipes, tips, and tales from the pit. And Let's Go Bourbon, the bourbon reader you've always needed. Great bathroom reading, available at Amazon.com. Who's asking the question, Fingers?
Jeremy.
I don't listen to Jeremy.
Oh, that's too
bad. That guy
bad.
owes me money.
Well, Jeremy's trying to save some money.
Oh, okay. Jeremy, how can I help?
So he saw an ad for a restaurant garden bar promotion. Okay, I'm not going to mention the restaurant's name because we have no idea if they're actually offering this promotion.
Does it sound like Boliv Barden?
No.
Okay, it was a garden. I figured I'd take a shot.
You were hoping that it would be for that excellent salad and breadstick combo that they have there.
Sounds delicious right about now.
So, but it is a national chain. Right. I will say that. A garden bar promotion, $39.99 a month 1 garden bar per day, which I'm guessing is a salad bar.
Yeah.
Not a bad deal. But is it impolite to go there every day for lunch, take a trip or two through, order a water, and leave a minimal or no tip? What are the rules for something like this? I ask, eat, drink, smoke.
I am so glad that you asked. So you spent $40 to be able to do a couple of trips, 2 trips a day, if not more, through a salad bar. And then, of course, 4 trips to the bathroom. I want to make sure I understand this, right? Also, all this so you can get some extra croutons and some French dressing because you won't just buy your own.
Yes.
Do I have this right?
Yes, you do. And a couple trips to the bathroom you just threw out there.
Oh, yeah.
Is the tip influenced by if you visit their bathroom?
The tip should not be influenced by anything. You should take the cost of the salad bar regular and say, here's 15% of that. Have a nice day. We can agree to a couple of things. The work from the actual service staff is minimal in this case because you're drinking water. The refill is walking through anyway. There is no back and forth. There is no special need. You are not causing them to move to the kitchen or anything else. They don't spend time on you. You've got your salad bar. You know exactly where you're going. 15% is the standard. Fingers Malloy, of course, tips 64.
It's true.
See, I would think that it would be $5 each time.
Yes, I agree.
What they're arguing is what would be if the cost of the salad bar is $15 and you're doing 15% of $15, that's $2.25.
So maybe $3, you think? I mean, because let's look at it this way. Say this restaurant is right next door to where you work, and you're a little bit of a health nut, and you think, okay, I could live with having a salad every day for lunch at work. I can't.
First of all, what makes you think a salad bar is healthy? You put the potato salad on there. There's some other mayo-laden thing. Oh, the ham. I got to have at least 7-8 gallons of the cubed ham on there. Don't tell my rabbi. And then is there cheese? 5 kinds of cheese. Put it on there. Are those processed bacon bits? I will take 4 pallets of those, please. 4 pallets of those.
I just made the assumption that this person is a health nut. Maybe not. Maybe you are making the case.
Is that buttermilk ranch dressing? I'll take 12 pints, please, if you don't mind, and an IV. Nothing about a salad bar is healthy.
It can be.
So that's the problem.
If
is that Jeremy? Is that Jeremy who said
Yes.
this? Jeremy's gaining weight as we speak.
Wow.
Yeah. This salad bar is going to kill him. He should leave immediately and go eat a steak. Which should have been the answer from the beginning. Just eat steak, dang it.
Well, you're not going to get 1 or 2 or 3 steaks a day for $39.95 a month.
I want to know who's got the salad bar for $39.99 a month.
It may have something to do with a Beatles song.
Oh, is this? I love Ruby Tuesday.
Oh, see?
Hold on a second.
Now you're going to go look, and now people are going to go into Ruby Tuesday and demand the Eat, Drink, Smoke special.
No, it's right here on the website. 30 salads, 30 days, $39.99. Should I buy one right now?
No, you don't.
Hold on a second. I want to know. I want to know what's at the salad bar.
You know what's at a salad bar?
I don't know.
They've got the macaroni salad. They've got fruit salad.
You can get a 30-day pass or a 90-day pass. What? 90 days of salad? And then you'll receive a unique code for your garden bar entree. You were trying to keep this from Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation? You and Jeremy were all concerned about how much should we tip?
No, Jeremy was not concerned about. He mentioned the restaurant chain in his email. I was a little concerned because I like to keep us out of court.
Oh, what is out of court? I'm sharing the fantastic deal from Ruby Tuesday with the bottomless fries.
You just got done. Bottomless fries?
You didn't know that Ruby Tuesday, they used to do, I haven't been to Ruby Tuesday in forever.
Are you thinking of Red Robin?
I am thinking of Red Robin.
See, here I am keeping you out of court. Somebody was going to walk in to Ruby Tuesday and said,
Red Robin does the bottomless fries.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's correct. And who does the orange whip?
Orange Whip, well, that's Dairy Queen. And Orange Julius.
Orange Julius is the orange whip. You tell me Dairy Queen also does the orange whip?
In my mind, they do.
I'm keeping you out of jail. Now, the point is, I want to know what's on the salad bar.
I mean, wait,
according to the photo here, they have pumpernickel croutons, corn. They got banana peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes. I'm telling you right now, if I see a piece of kale, I'm going to throw my computer out. Should we try this?
No.
You and me, salads for a month.
No. It'd be the biggest waste of money that you have ever been involved in if you buy me a 1 month pass for a salad bar.
I don't know.
I would be happy to go to lunch with you once and we have the salad bar one time. But 30 days worth of salad bar?
What, can I see how much the salad bar is without it? Can I see if this is a deal?
Well, of course it's a deal.
By the way, they do have ribs and steaks and chops over there.
I mean, if you went there 30 days, I mean, you do the math. That's short of.
It's called the Garden Bar. It's the Garden Bar right there. I don't know how much it costs. It's too much work.
Yeah. It's a little over $1 a day. If you were to go 30 days in that month, every day.
Yeah. Right. Oh, well, you can pull out a calculator if you want to.
Who needs that?
The point is, the problem is it should be $5. Your fingers, you're right. It could be $3. That could be $3 a trip.
And here's the other thing.
I didn't mean $5 a month. I meant $5 a visit.
Clearly, if you were taking advantage of this deal, you're going to become a regular if you're going every day. Do you really want the staff to look at you and go, oh, here comes Jeremy again?
I bought a $40 salad pass. Do you think I care how the staff looks at me?
You care about what's in that water?
You know what? I'll bring my own. I've got one of those Camelback things.
Water with you. Why don't you bring your own plate and utensils?
I think it has to be at least $3. And you can't take up space. Like, if they're busy, you can't go. I would think that's the rule. You know what? It's your $40. You take up 4 tables. Let me know how it goes. That's the best answer I've got.
Sure.
Wow, there's a lot of drama with this idea.
Yeah.
Eat, drink, smoke. It is your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is Fingers Malloy. Find everything we do at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. We are smoking the Sacrificio Maestro Toro. This is a 6.5 by 52 torpedo. We did a straight cut on this with that Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, Ecuadorian Habano in the binder, a whole host of fillers, Dominican. It's got some Piloto Cabano in there, Esteli, Nicaragua. You could have V-cut this cigar. I do not have a good V-cutter. That is the next purchase. So in a torpedo, right, it comes up to a point and you can cut into it. And that way you're intensifying the draw, a little bit of the desire the roller would have wanted, the blender would have wanted by making it this shape, kind of intensifying the draw in there. And you take away from less of the cigar. I happened to cut this one straight because I had the straight cutter with me, but I didn't go too deep into it. Now, Fingers did a very, very shallow cut of his torpedo, and you were having a draw issue. Did you recut?
Yes, I did. And now my cut is about as deep as yours, and it's a lot better. And I don't find it as being too easy, but are you still finding it?
It's gotten a little bit better, or I'm gotten used to it. So a draw that's too easy is the idea that when you bring it into the palate, remember, you're not inhaling with a cigar, you're bringing it in to the palate, it comes too quickly. Like there's a timing that you learn for yourself, a progression, and it just comes too fast, and it's like more air than it is the actual smoke. You're like, this is problematic. This isn't right in the mouthfeel. Sometimes that'll happen with a cigar. It's a handmade product, a hand-rolled product, and sometimes these things do take place. Sometimes you just give it a little time and see where it finds itself. And right now it's finding itself in a good place. I would argue on this cigar from Sacrificio that the spice is picked up a little bit, but there is a nice bit of kind of a brightness here going on as opposed to a heavy cigar, but that is starting to come on. That spice is starting to build. That leather is there. And it's weird. Sometimes the leather goes into this creamy thing. I guess you can call it that, but I'm much more in the leather. That nutty that you brought up, that's there. So it's nutty, it's leather, it's spice. It's not a bad combo. It's not necessarily this fluid kind of meshing together, but it's enjoyable. It's an enjoyable cigar.
Yeah, I would agree with everything that you just said. But for me, that spice still hasn't really picked up, which is surprising to me. But other than that, I'm in full agreement with you. And at that price point, I believe you said it was
$13 a stick.
If it continues to perform like it is, I it's in my humidor.
It would be in mine too. This is going to play as a full medium, right? So when we discuss that, right, a mild cigar, medium cigar, or a full-bodied cigar, the spice is not overwhelming. By definition, if we're talking about being a medium, the spice isn't going to be overwhelming. It's just there. But it's not going to be... I don't want to use the word tepid because mild cigars are not tepid. That's a mistake. It's just a question of the presentation on the palate. There's just more happening here. That spice makes it a little bit bigger. This is a nice cigar. I'm wondering, Fingers, grab yours. Yours looks like your wrapper looks darker than mine. Maybe it's just in my eye.
I think it's just in your eye.
All right. Well, then never mind then. Forget I said anything. It's time, Fingers Malloy, for News of the Week.
So there's a story.
Oh, don't start with a sigh.
There's a story over at Food and Wine, Tony.
I love both food and wine.
And the headline, no, you're not imagining it. Fast food service is getting worse.
What?
There is a company called ChatMeter. It's a multi-location, AI-based intelligence company, and they released its 2024 quick service restaurant reputation ranking, which ranks the 25 largest quick service restaurants based on customer reviews of food quality, service quality, and value.
They get paid for this?
Yes.
We're in the wrong business.
Well, we have to develop some sort of artificial intelligence that will go in and grab all these reviews and figure out what the people get.
Where's
finger.
my phone? Hey, ChatGPT, go get me all the reviews. I've developed the AI.
Wow.
Just like that.
It's like I'm sitting next to Bill Gates.
Even Bill Gates didn't see this.
So according to the report's findings, reviews by customers mentioning mistakes were up almost 7% in 2024.
To what? Up 7%. How many mistakes get actually made? Is it 12% of orders, 18% of orders, 7.5% of orders?
7%. The numbers are up, according to...
It's not even a thing.
The research utilized AI to analyze Google reviews of 100 randomly selected locations between August 2023 and August 2024, as well as during the same period from 2022 to 2023. And it's using Google reviews. So there's thousands, Tony. Thousands of reviews.
Only thousands?
Billions of reviews. 6.9%.
You freaking Yelpers.
And additionally...
I don't like you people. You Yelpers are terrible and wrong.
Well...
And terrible and wrong. Don't forget to review Eat, Drink, Smoke, won't you?
And it said additionally, they found that references to staff attitudes, including your sour attitude right now,
what?
Were up almost 22%.
I'm in favor of the staff. I am pro-staff, so they don't spit on my food.
But you are very much upset with customers.
I'm an anti-Yelpite. I'm not shocked about this.
I love consumers, whether they're consuming a salad bar at Ruby Tuesdays or listening to their favorite podcast, Eat, Drink, Smoke.
So give me the list. Does it give you the list of the fast food places or just the data about where the complaints are?
Just the top 25, the largest quick serve restaurants. That's all it says. It doesn't give me a list, but you can imagine the top 25.
Okay.
I mean, the biggies, the biggins. So that's where they're going. They're saying people are upset. The team added that mentions of managers increased almost 15% year over year.
Wow. How many times did Karen visit? I feel good about that. I'm not apologizing. I don't
Are you surprised?
It's not that I'm surprised. It's that I don't like the idea that they're putting in the head that the problem is the location itself or the quick service spot itself. I don't think they're putting enough value on the idea that the consumer might be a jerk face. What?
The customer is always right, Tony.
I will kick you in the customer is usually wrong and oftentimes should be thrown out of the establishment. Not every time. I'm pro customer. Let me tell you something. This is all Applebee's fault.
Oh boy.
Oh.
No.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Not
you know what
ever
you can
since-
take you know what you can do with your Dollaritas?
No, ever since they hired shift lead Dan Campbell, Applebee's, the entire operation has flipped.
The coach of the Detroit Lions is does the advertisements and does the commercials for Applebee's, and now all of a sudden you're pro Applebee's.
Oh, always been pro Applebee's.
The problem is Chili's. Here's the problem. In the late 80s, early 90s, as these places were coming on strong, they decided that whatever the customer didn't like, that's okay, we'll take it off the bill. That's okay, we'll take it off the bill. I ate half of it and decided it wasn't for me. That's okay, we'll take it off the bill. And what it did, it was train the customer to be terrible. And it told all the mom and pop businesses, you're about to go out of business because you can't keep up with these food cost numbers like we can. It was the worst decision ever made. They caused this problem, and they turned the customers into awful, terrible animals. And look what's happening now.
They bought their tickets.
They knew what they were getting into.
I say let them crash.
Send us your favorite airplane quote at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. The listeria recalls are still going on, and Costco is now involved. So this involves a brand called Bruce Pack, which made prepackaged salads and other items that had poultry or beef in them. 12 million pounds of meat, poultry and meat, were recalled through this company called Bruce Pack. The problem is they sell everywhere, in stores all across the country. Your supermarket, yeah, it has some of these items. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that right there is Fingers Malloy. And even Costco now is putting out the info that, for example, they've got a bunch of these items that they sell that you're going to have to take a look at. Ready Wise, which is their emergency protein bucket, right? All those kind of emergency food supply meal things are right there. And then their Southwest grilled chicken mini burritos, El Monterey Mexican grilled chicken and cheese taquitos, and then the Rana chicken truffle carbonara, the tagliatelle grilled white chicken. I had to do this story because I'm the only person here who can pronounce tagliatelle. And the portobello mushroom sauce. That's all been recalled. This thing is huge. And what?
I can pronounce portobello.
This recall is massive. The listeria issue is real. I feel awful for these stores, and there are people out there who've been returning things, and then there are people out there who don't even know this is happening. We're now 2 weeks in a row discussing the story because this is going to be a real health thing, and you want to make sure that people know and get the information and avoid what they can. I do worry about people getting really sick from this.
Me too, and also I worry that people don't want to throw food away, even if they think that there's a possibility that it's on the recall list because times are tough, right? And you think, oh, it's wasteful. I still want to cook this, but this is a serious issue.
I had somebody send me a post on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter, X at Tony Katz. You can find Fingers at Fingers Malloy. And it wasn't even to me. It was just on my feed. This economy has never been better. And if you're not doing well in this economy, you should take a look at whoever walks past your mirror.
Wow.
If you want to argue fundamentals of this economy, you can. We can go through it piece by piece, data point by data point. Things are more expensive. Housing is more expensive. We cut interest rates in the United States 0.5 point. Big deal. Federal Reserve cuts interest rates 0.5 point. The 10-year Treasury over last week and the start of this week was up to 4.2%. The 10-year treasury is what they base the 30-year fixed on. The spread is 264 basis points. So 2.64% between where the 10-year treasury is and where the 30-year fixed is. So if you take 4.2 and you add 2.64, that is a 6.84% mortgage. Goodbye housing starts, goodbye refis, done. And that's with a 50 basis point, 0.5% cut. But sure, everything's great, and if you're not doing well in this economy, it's because you're a fat, lazy bastard. That's the argument that somebody made. Why are we irrational about real things that are happening? If you want to point to solid things within the economy, you can. I'm not about to stop you. Why would you tell people if you're not doing well, you're the problem?
Because it's election season, which means it's the silly season. If there's anything that is
you
put
think
out
that
there,
was an election post?
Of course. Oh, everything is fine. Vote for my candidate.
I did not think that was an election post. I thought that was just a guy being a jerk.
No, of course not. It's all about election politics. But I find it funny that someone would say that because, okay, let's just look at the numbers. We've talked about them constantly on the show, between the price of food going up, the price of housing, but then it's other things that you could try to shop around for, but you can't. I'll give you an example, personal example. My home insurance, homeowners insurance.
Okay, go ahead.
It went up.
I'm in.
It went up over 60% in 1 year. 60%. And there are, reports where, depending on the state you live in, they went up anywhere from 30 to 65%. Yeah. I mean, and you could try to shop around for different homeowners insurance, but your chances are you're paying a lot more for homeowners insurance this year than you did last year.
And that person who was able to afford their bills 3 years ago is having a harder time now. They're not a bad person. They didn't do anything wrong. They're not lazy. They're not making a mistake. The costs went up around them. Why in the world would you not notice? And I think your argument is sadly correct.
Well, I mean,
it's an election thing.
Think about it this way. You have a home and you locked in a really good interest rate.
17.4%.
There it is. And you think, well, that's great. My interest rate is low on my mortgage. I can depend on my house payment to be around this price. But then your homeowner's insurance goes up, and if you have a mortgage, it's tied into your escrow, so your mortgage payment every month will go up. Your property taxes
is yours up?
Oh yeah. Property taxes. If we've seen how values of homes have gone up, chances are your property taxes are going up because of it. These are unexpected expenses that are coming up year in, year out the past 3 years. And I don't know how anyone could look at that and say, well, that's your fault. Well, how is it my fault?
Because you've done something wrong. You're clearly not playing it smart.
I didn't move. It's crazy. But I think it's all election politics.
It's grossly dismissive. Right? And I commented on it. Some people commented back. I thought you believed in personal responsibility. I absolutely believe in personal responsibility. Talk about something missing in today's society. But I want to know who's personally responsible for raising my insurance rates. I want to know who's personally responsible for making eggs more expensive. And inflation, we should be clear, isn't ticking down. I want to know who's responsible. Can we discuss those levels of responsibility too? It was a really insulting, elitist. I mean, I didn't take it personally. I studied. I'm like, can you imagine saying this to another person? There are times where people make mistakes, right? You are a product of your choices. And sometimes those choices are mistakes. And sometimes bad luck befalls people. All of these things. And you have to deal with that reality. You make choices. You have to be a grown-up, etc. These aren't choices you made. These are choices that were made for you. And that's the hard.
Yeah, I think you could make an argument that maybe some people aren't making the correct choices when you see credit card debt at an all-time high. And you ask the question, okay, how much of that is because you've fallen behind on your bills and you're putting your bills on your credit card? Or is it, you know what, I like to go out to eat. I'm not going to sacrifice some of my entertainment dollar. I'm going to put it on a credit card. And then all of a sudden those charges add up. There you could make an argument saying, well, geez, are you making the right choices with your money? Mm-hmm. But I mean, my goodness, if it's a situation where, and it's unfortunately not a good position to be in if you're paying your bills with your credit card, because my goodness, some interest rates you see on credit cards are 30%. But hard choices are being made right now because of inflation.
I think that to the extent that we have an election coming up, and even if you're not political, you're wrapped up in this in every way. And if you're like us, and we cover this stuff for a living, like we do this every single day, can't wait for this to be over.
You're not kidding.
Just desperate for this all to be done. But you would think, okay, election over, and now people can better deal with what they think is coming. And if he wins, it means X, and if she wins, it means Y. But I don't think the animus goes away, certainly. But I think that people think that if there's a certain victory, everything's going to turn around in an hour. You could have a consumer confidence that turns around very quickly. People feel like, all right, we're in it. Let's go. Let's do. It doesn't work like that. And the economy has got a good year to kind of work itself out if new policies are put in place. So buckle in for the fact that these issues are going to remain. They're going to be there after Inauguration Day. They're going to be there on Independence Day in 2025. By the time we get to this point next year, yeah, probably will still be there. And to these people on social media, I have nothing to say. It is fall, Fingers Malloy. Autumn, the time when the leaves turn and everybody grabs for the ultimate fall drink, Irish whiskey. I
want some whiskey.
It's Eat, Drink, Smoke, Nice Save. I'm Tony Katz, and that right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy, the Wild Rover, high in wicked, triple distilled, single malt Irish whiskey. I swear to you, I found it in the back of the liquor cabinet, Fingers Malloy. Can't lie. I have no idea where I got this.
Why are you putting my people in the back of the liquor cabinet?
I don't believe they're your people.
Malloy?
Why would they be your people?
Irish whiskey.
Oh, that.
Even though I did a whole Scottish thing.
Yeah. Maybe they don't want to be your people anymore. Right here. This Fingers Malloy comes in at 58.7% alcohol by volume. So let me do the math. Right? So 58 times 2 would be 116. And 0.7 plus 0.7 would be 1.4. So it would come in at 117.4 proof. That gets applause. Maybe I did the math right. I don't know why it's vexing me right there. 117.4 proof for this single malt Irish whiskey. Now, Irish whiskey has far fewer rules than what we do for bourbon. Bourbon has to be 51% corn, has to be in a first use charred oak barrel. Rules about the proof going in and coming out, the amount of the proof there. Irish whiskey is far different. Once you start getting out of the idea of product of Ireland, everything else is kind of game, because very often they utilize the barrels that are used for bourbon, and they utilize those to make their Irish whiskey in. Now, this is a little bit different because this also gets finished in sherry casks. So it's the second time we've been playing with this idea of a sherry cask finish. We did so last week as well. And so you expect on an Irish whiskey, which always plays for me a little bit bitter, the potential and the opportunity for some sweetness here. And looking at this in the Glencairn glass, right? It's got the foot and then it bows out and scoops back in so you can really get your nose into it. That's yellow. The most pale golden one could come up with, and not really viscous at all. Looking a touch watery there in the Glencairn glass.
It almost looks like a flat ale.
Yes. That's actually a great way to describe it. That's exactly what it looks like here. Yeah, that nose is not flat ale. That is actually way sweeter than I thought it was going to be. Holy moly. I mean, we talked about the sherry cask, and it really, depending on how much time in there, the type of cask, it can impart a lot. That is...
First of all, no alcohol on the nose, really.
Yeah, there's no ethanol. There's no sting on the nose whatsoever.
Getting floral. And then...
Oh, no, man. That kid, that's a pie.
Really?
Oh,
I was going to say floral mixed with apple.
That's a pie mixed with Fig Newton. You don't even know. No, but I do. Apple's not bad. Apple is not a bad nose note right there. That is way different than I thought it was going to be. That nose is so much more full than the actual appearance of the Irish whiskey. I'm
really impressed with the fact that we're at that high of a proof and you're just not getting any ethanol alcohol at all.
117.4. I did the math, by the way. You could check. We had the boys in the lab check it out. Turns out I may be accurate. That's really kind of vexing there. We don't do that many Irish whiskeys on the show. We don't usually get to them. And it's nice to be surprised by something that nose is delicious.
Yeah.
Really and truly. But you know what? Sniffing only gets you so far. Fingers Malloy, you ready for this?
By the way, that is a great country song. Sniffing only gets you so far.
You can write your own jokes, people. You really can. You ready for this?
I've been ready for this all day.
We are going to start this neat. We'll bring it to a cube and some cool water later. Fingers Malloy doing what's known as the Kentucky Chew, moving it around the palate, getting a sense of the flavors. Sometimes you want to take 2 sips. The first to set the taste buds, the second sip to really understand the flavors.
Ooh, Nelson.
Ooh, Nelson?
Yeah. That floral is there. There's a nice punch of vanilla that hits you. There is a nice bit of sting that hits the tongue. Gentle warmth in the chest.
You feel warmth.
Yeah.
I'm going to explode and die if you're feeling warmth.
A gentle warmth, I said. It's very good. And Irish whiskey is not something I normally gravitate to. So, having said that, that's what I'm getting out of this. There's, like I said, a nice punch of vanilla, that floral that I was getting, and maybe a hint of an apple finish. And that sting really hits you. I'm going to be curious to see how it hits you.
I'm going in right here. The High End Wicked, or High In, letter N, Wicked. The Wild Rover, triple distilled, single malt Irish whiskey, finished in those sherry casks. Here we are. There we go.
He's going in, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing what we like to call the Saginaw Swish. And he's still swishing.
It's the Irish Imbibe.
Oh, nice.
Aha. Oh. Ha.
By the way, the show is now available in video format.
Oh, that's outstanding. Oh my gosh.
He's rubbing his temples, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. So I took the sip too quick. Oh my gosh, is that good? There is a lot happening. First of all, a slight warmth in the center chest is right. There's a little bit of a cinnamon kind of thing that's happening. It gets into the nose. A little bit is what goes on right there. Apple, pear, I think more pear. It's buttery. It's creamy, but I think buttery is the right word. I was talking about the smell being luscious. The flavor is luscious.
You didn't get any vanilla?
I gotta tell you, I'm more into these fruits, into this buttery fruit thing going on. That's really good.
Yeah.
That is surprising in every single way. I'm not an Irish whiskey. Hold on, I'm going back in.
He's going back in, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing what we like to call the Memphis Punch. And he's...
Oh, good God.
You're happy. You're a happy camper.
That's a wonderful surprise. The question is it in our liquor cabinet at this price? What is that price? We will get to that. Find everything we do at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Our books, Let's Go Bourbon and Let's Go Barbecue, are available at amazon.com. Just ask for them by name and they'll ship you 400 copies. Let's Go Barbecue, Let's Go Bourbon. So what are the food trends for 2025? Don't worry. We have the answer. And the answer is whatever's available at a gas station or a vending machine. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. Find everything we do at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Whole Foods. Fingers Malloy, you ever been to a Whole Foods?
I've stumbled into
do anything other than use their bathroom and leave?
They do have a very clean bathroom at Whole Foods.
They have got a list of the top 20 of 25 trends that what's going to be happening. What are people going to be buying? What are people going to be looking for? What do they want? And so we've got a list here from fooddive.com. What is it that the trends are? And the first one is international snacking.
I can see that. I get a bag of Doritos and I go into Canada and I eat them. Is that the new TikTok trend in food in 2024? Is that it?
Challenge accepted. Let's go do that. Let's go make that drive right now. People looking for global flavors. You have Pepsi that just purchased Siete Foods, which is a Mexican food brand. So adding things to their tortilla chips, lentil chips, all those kinds of things, and fusion foods. Fusion foods. Nothing says Fingers Malloy like a lentil chip and fusion foods.
Describe the flavor of lentil.
Can't. Not a fan. My wife is a fan. She eats lentils and she eats lentil chips. And I say, oh, you're pretty. Where's my steak? That's usually how the conversation
usually
goes.
Soup, right? Lentil
lentil
soup.
Right.
But lentil chips? That's a thing?
I don't even know how I would describe it. Because for me, anytime I've had lentils, it is the seasoning that has made the lentil. Lentil is more of a texture thing.
Like a hummus?
No, I love hummus.
But I mean, that's flavored hummus is usually you throw different stuff in the hummus to flavor.
Why
it
would you throw different stuff in the hummus to give it?
You don't do that?
Like what? Like
Bartlett pear.
Some people do like red pepper hummus. You can actually they have chocolate hummus. Boar's Head actually makes a fantastic chocolate hummus. It is terrific. We make it here. We make our own in the house. So we don't bother with
hummus.
That. No, I don't think you put those things together.
Oh,
I'm not sure. The ever adaptable dumpling. So Nestle has launched a new frozen brand based on Mexican and Asian cuisines. Dumplings have been popping up in more aisles from frozen to shelf stable. And you can put meat in it. You can put cheese in it. You can put whatever you want in it. So I knew a guy who had a genius idea for a restaurant that I think could actually work. Name a food. Name an item, something that you would eat.
Burrito.
In an egg roll.
A burrito in an egg roll.
The burrito egg roll. So all the burrito fixins in an egg roll, fry it, hand it to you. Name something else.
Take all of my money for that, by the way.
Name something else.
A lollipop.
First of all, I need a food.
Well, for some of us, that's part of the food pyramid.
Solidified sugar. Solidified sugar is not food.
Pulled pork.
In an egg roll.
Okay.
Right? Peanut butter and jelly. In an egg roll.
That rivals my restaurant idea.
Which is?
So,
Popeye.
Yes. You know how you go to a carnival?
I sure do.
And they've got the little truck. And you walk up to the truck and they've got
You say shopkeep?
Yes, shopkeep, give me your best elephant ear and don't spare the sugar. So they've got elephant ears. They've got
the funnel cake.
The funnel cake. They've got the corn dog.
The lentils.
Yes, the lentils. The name of the restaurant, State Fair.
Right.
State Fair food. I mean, Indiana, they always have the weird, deep fried Coke, deep fried Oreos. That would all be at my restaurant chain called State Fair.
Yes. However, there was a musical called State Fair, and I believe that you would be sued for billions of dollars.
County Fair restaurant. There. That's a trend in 2024 that needs to happen. Somebody's going to steal that idea.
I like it. I think this is a plan. I think this is solid. I wish you all the best in your business venture.
And we could have an egg roll fusion, so we could have like elephant ear egg rolls.
Crunch is on the list. I just went right past you. The trend for 2025 is crunch, such as sprouted granola and nuts. Nope. No. Sprouted granola is not a trend. Sprouted granola is a mistake. Granola can be very tasty. Sprouted granola, we're getting silly.
I don't even know what you're saying right now. There's a sprouted granola. Is that anything like grape nuts?
It's exactly like grape nuts. Hydration. As water consumption has boomed with the rise of portable water bottles, so is the expectations around beverages. So you got Water Drop, Electrolyte, Body Armor's Flash IV, talking about building a category that's between water, soda, sports, and energy drinks. Have you ever had an energy? Have we talked about this? We have. Have you ever had an energy drink?
Look at me.
Okay, I'm the only one. I'm still the only guy who hasn't done it.
An energy drink. Yes, I have. Like a Monster. Yes. Yeah. I was thinking of the electrolyte drinks, where you go to the gym and you have a really good workout.
I figure you're a guy who does 7-8 Powerades a day.
Oh, yeah, that's me. After I do 4 push-ups, I need a gallon of Gatorade.
That's always what I thought.
No, I love the energy drinks, but they're, I worry that if you consume too much, it could end badly for you.
The worst thing on this list from Whole Foods 2025 food trends is tea time.
What?
Vintage-inspired adult tea parties are poised to replace happy hours as customers look for function that can seek out brews with added adaptogens and benefits. We already, first of all, I don't know what an adaptogen is. I looked at that word and I said, okay, they have stumped me.
I don't know what an adult tea party is.
Well, so people are drinking less and they're looking for ways to still congregate without the alcohol. And I guess they're going to have some kind of fancy tea. The problem is tea is disgusting.
Iced tea is wonderful, especially when you get a little bit of that peach Crown Royal and you pour it in there.
Well, then it's no longer iced tea at that moment. The Long Island variety is only fair. Tea is. Do you drink tea?
No, God, no.
Tea is terrible. I don't understand. Well, I don't mean to insult the British. You're lovely people. I'm glad you're a part of the show. I don't get it.
I did at one point. I think it's called Smooth Move. Smooth Move tea.
Smooth Mood and Smooth Move would be two very different things.
Smooth Mood? Is that what it's called?
I know. Smooth Move is a tea that you drink when you're having some kind of backup.
I know.
Some kind of logjam.
See, I was right. Smooth Move tea.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You've done that before.
I drink 3 of those a day.
That's not true.
No, it's not true. It's terrible.
Yeah. Because if you did, you wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Not for very long, anyway.
We'd be doing a very different show.
No.
Have you ever done the Smooth Move tea?
Yes.
Did it work?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never done it. I'm gonna try and avoid that.
This is a very special eat, drink, smoke.
Yeah. Fingers and I have known each other a long time. And it just got weird.
Yeah, just now.
Just at this moment. It became very unokay. Eat, drink, smoke. It is your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. I'm Tony Katz. That is Fingers Malloy. We are drinking the Wild Rover High in Wicked. That's it. High, letter N, Wicked. This triple distilled single malt Irish whiskey finished in sherry casks. This has been just wonderful. It is a fantastic. I'm not an Irish whiskey guy. I never have been. Absolutely fantastic. It's buttery. Fingers Malloy talked about that apple. There's this pie that comes on the nose, but this apple, this pear, this butteriness that takes place. I'm going back in neat, Fingers Malloy.
Good for you. Why not? And he's loving it, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm trying to think what that flavor is. It's so pronounced, and it's so reminiscent, but I can't figure out what it's reminiscent of. All I know is it's just delicious, and the butteriness, the richness of this Irish whiskey, the high in Wicked, which comes in at 58.7% alcohol by volume or 117.4 proof. It doesn't hit like 100 plus proof in the slightest, fingers.
No,
not anywhere close.
Not on the nose, not on the palate. You would never know. I would have guessed somewhere around 80 to 90. I mean, it's just nice.
But we got to do what we got to do. We've been doing it neat. We always start it neat. What'll happen now is that Fingers Malloy is going to add a little bit of water. He's got a little bit of water in his rocks glass there. I got some cubes here that were melting, so I just drank the water right out of it.
Good for you.
Did that like a man. I ain't shy. Pouring it right in there. I'm going first, Fingers Malloy. I don't have time to wait for you. I'm just being ridiculous. I put on the cubes, put on a couple of chips.
He's going in, ladies and gentlemen. And he's got it on a couple of chips. Those look more like cubes to me, but we won't argue about that.
Okay. It took down some of that. There was like originally a cinnamon kind of hit that punched me, but cinnamon's the wrong name of the flavor. It is the buttery is enhanced by the ice. Hold on. There's a real Fig Newton thing going on. That is sensational. I think I preferred it neat. It's usually a standard for me. I do usually prefer it neat. This is stupendous. I am floored that I like an Irish whiskey this much. This is terrific.
I think this is only maybe the second or third Irish whiskey we've ever done.
I think. Well, no, we've done the Redbreast and we've done a couple of others. We did the Middleton, the very fine rare. We got to look back up some of the old episodes. That was special. This is wonderful. This is really, really wonderful. High and Wicked. Fingers Malloy's just added a little bit of water. So water will bring down proof. Water will also open up your bourbon. Some flavors become more pronounced, some more muted. It really does depend. So the reason you add the water, the reason you add the cube is because you don't know yet where your palate's at. You want to try these things and get an idea of, oh, I like this. Oh, I like that. Here's why. You have to be willing to sacrifice the drink at first in order to find out where your profile is and where your palate is. You don't like it with water, Fingers?
No, it's fine. It took away a little bit of that vanilla I was experiencing, brought out a little bit more of that sting, and that you're calling it a Fig Newton, and I could be talked into that. It's for me more of an apple, maybe. Man, yeah, okay. I'll go with Fig Newton. It was more of an apple, I thought, on the just neat. But that's splendid, but that sting that hits you on the tongue really sticks with you for a little while. But it's not off-putting.
No, it's there.
Yes,
it's vibrant. It's dancing. It's not painful.
No,
at all. The question, Fingers Malloy, High and Wicked, the Wild Rover Irish whiskey, is this in your liquor cabinet for $135 a bottle?
I would find it at my favorite lounge. I would seek it out and I would ask for a pour. I don't know if I would want a whole bottle of this.
Okay. This is absolutely in my liquor cabinet. I think it's that good. I think it's that special. There is something fascinating happening here with those flavors, with that lusciousness. Now, I will tell you, I want to try it neat over a period of time, right? Not just in the context of the show, but like 3 hours. And you're like, Tony, it takes you 3 hours to do a drink? I know me. 3 hours on an afternoon or in an evening. How do I feel? Do I feel overwhelmed by it? There's just a lot of flavors. There's a lot of, it has come across now very, very rich. And I don't know if that would be off-putting to my palate. We have it paired here with the Sacrificio, Sacrificio, what's known as the Maestro, which is the 6.5 by 52 torpedo cigar, right? Comes up to a point. We did a straight cut on ours with that Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, Ecuadorian Habano in the binder, fillers from the Dominican. You got that Piloto Cubano in the filler. You also have filler from Esteli, which is a region out of Nicaragua. Sacrificio is rolled by the people at Oliva. I'm in. At $13 a cigar, I am undoubtedly in on this smoke. Now, you've had a little bit of issue keeping it lit. I'm willing, Fingers, to state that has to do with how we do the show and not the cigar itself, because I've only had standard touch-ups on mine, relighting it out, during a break or whatever. When I have to, I'm having no problem. The draw has worked itself out a little bit. It is a very, very solid medium cigar. I like it. I like what you've done here. Well done. Well played.
I was surprised at first the lack of spice that I was getting off of the first third. It has definitely picked up as I've moved into the second third. At $13 a stick, yeah, I'm definitely in.
This is pretty. This is nicely done, nicely put together. Yeah, I'm in. I would have more of these in the humidor for sure. It is time, Fingers Malloy, for news of the week. I had to give it the dramatic pause there.
Can you give me that again?
No, I can't.
Oh, drat. It's good to be Taylor Swift,
I guess.
She, of course, is in the middle of a worldwide tour. She
sure is.
The North American leg of this tour. And Forbes magazine is approximating that she is making almost $14 million per concert.
14 million based on not the tickets, based on everything.
What she's clearing. 14 million.
Personally or to the tour?
According to a report by Forbes, the singer earns approximately 13.6 million per concert.
That's her.
Yeah.
That is her. And she's got, expenses from that and a team from that and all that jazz. Yeah, right now she's the biggest star on the planet. And 3 years from now, it'll be somebody else who's the biggest star on the planet. U2 was the biggest star on the planet. And Elton John was the biggest star on the planet. And the numbers keep going up and keep going up and keep going up. And there it is. Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. It's amazing just how much the tickets for her show in say, Indianapolis are going on, some of the ticket broker sites. The cheapest ticket I'm seeing right now is $1,800.
Yeah, my wife has a cousin who texted the other day and was like, "Hey, do you think you can get tickets for Taylor Swift?" I don't think I don't know who you think I am, but the answer is I get them like everybody else. I pay outrageous amounts of money for it. No, I don't have the Taylor Swift.
I mean, but you look at
the Taylor Swift hookup.
You look at some of these, and it's just $4,000 a show or a ticket. It's crazy.
Yeah, we got to charge more. Fingers Malloy, you look like the kind of guy who would totally do a couple's costume.
No.
No. You're definitely the kind of guy. You and the Mrs. Malloy. You're like, you know what? I'll be the peanut butter and you be the jelly.
Let me repeat myself. No.
I'll be the hot dog and you can be the ketchup.
Absolutely not.
It's clear that's exactly who you are.
It is.
It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. Find everything at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. They've got a list of creative couples costumes to take your Halloween up a notch. Always a list. Always. Are you opposed to the couples costume?
Yes.
What if you could be both the pickleball and the pickleball racket?
So many jokes. Still, the answer is no. I would not want to do that.
What if you could be Barbie and Ken, but you don't have to be anatomically incorrect?
Can I be Ken who let himself go?
You could totally be Ken who let himself go.
Okay, fair enough. I'm all in.
Instead of Ken, you'd be, oh, Ken. That's who.
Oh, you're Ken.
Yeah. How about Trump and Kamala? You can why don't you get the masks? Do you know how much trouble you get yourself into?
Yes, exactly.
In a world that wants to scream blackface, if you're wearing a Kamala Harris mask and you're not black, on a scale of 1 to you lost your job, what are we talking about here?
Lost your job, lose your home. You go down the list of things you're going to lose with that costume.
And then there's the ever popular and wholly inappropriate plug and socket. You're the plug.
I see where you're going with that.
Wait for it. I didn't explain what Mrs. Malloy is doing. You're the plug.
Uh-huh.
I don't have to explain anymore.
Yeah, no, please don't.
Really, no couples costumes for you.
That's your thing? That's your jam? When's the last time you've been to a costume party?
When's the last time I've dressed up for Halloween? The year was 1847. A young Abraham Lincoln had strolled into my office and said, I got an idea that's going to blow your mind. And I said, kid, get yourself a hat and you got yourself a deal. He did. The rest is history. Yeah, no, I don't dress up.
I used to throw a Halloween costume party in the 90s. Right? Oh yeah, and I had some doozy parties, and one costume. There are photos that will never ever see the internet.
I don't need to see the internet. Just these two eyeballs right here.
Me dressed as Daisy Duke who let herself go.
Hold on, everybody. Fingers. We just need a moment, if you don't mind. I will find you these photos. I promise you right now. No. Fingers isn't listening. He's busy doing something else. I promise you. So the good Lord is my witness. I will find them. Oh, yes, I will find them, and I will bring them to you. As the Lord above looks upon me and smiles, this will happen. On the name of He-Man and She-Ra, this will happen.
Never happened.
Thank you.
This is the mid 90s. Used to host one at the house, and then we'd go to the bar afterwards. So imagine me. I had a flannel shirt, a bra stuffed with oranges, the long wig, the midriff showing and hanging over my Daisy Duke shorts, a name tag that said Boar's Nest Daisy. The shorts, and it was something. And what really bothered me about the whole experience, Tony, is I went to the bar, and the amount of women that just thought it was okay to pinch my butt cheeks. I felt.
Wait, you gonna be all right?
I still can't talk about it.
You need a moment. Can I get you a tissue?
Outrageous behavior, but. If you had seen my butt in those shorts, you'd be able to understand.
You can go as avocado toast this year. That's a couple's costume. Avocado toast, totally happening. Totally happening. But couples are doing something else, Fingers Malloy. They're not just showing up in really dumb costumes. They're using AI to fight and win arguments, which is, of course, the sign of a healthy marriage. When you're having a disagreement with your spouse or significant other, and you say, wait a second, let me go to the internet and prove it to you. Perfect, rational stuff right there. That you've done this, haven't you?
No, of course not.
Fingers.
Why would I? First of all, I don't have any kind of Chat GPT app on my phone.
I have Chat GPT.
Do you really?
Yeah, you want to look something up? Look up anything you want. We can do anything you want. What do you want to make? What do you want an image of? Whatever.
You're putting me on the spot.
So you would not use the internet to win an argument.
Should ketchup be put on a hot dog?
The answer is yes. It's not that it should. It's just it's okay. They're using it to win the arguments. And one person going to Reddit saying their girlfriend uses the platform every time we have a disagreement. May I say, if you have a girlfriend, not a wife, and there's an every time you have a disagreement, you should get a new girlfriend.
Fair enough. Yeah, he says that in 8 months of dating, his girlfriend will go away and discuss the argument with Chat GPT, even sometimes while they're still in the same room, though. So then she'll come back with a well-constructed argument breaking down everything that he said or did during the argument.
May I take this moment to engage the most sexist conversation I possibly can?
Please do.
He's 25. The story is from the New York Post. He's 25. She's 28. And she goes away and discuss the argument with ChatGPT to figure out the answer. May I put forth to you that there's a reason that she's 28 and not settled down?
Wow.
There's a reason. And what you're getting, sir, is fair warning. So what you're supposed to do is when she goes to ChatGPT, you are supposed to go to Samsonite and pack your luggage and get out.
Here's what's even more priceless about this whole situation. He says that whenever he expresses his feelings about the situation, her going to the ChatGPT to come up with a counter argument, he's told by his girlfriend that ChatGPT says you're insecure.
What are you doing?
Or how about this? ChatGPT says you don't have the emotional bandwidth to understand what I'm saying.
So first of all, thank you for proving my point. Get out of that relationship. Get the hell out. This girl is garbage. She's a terrible, awful person. She wants the robots. Let her live with her robot overlords. Let her whole life be mechanical. Yeah, I said that. And that's the end of the ball game. Just leave. You don't have to stay. You know, it's the Louis C.K. Argument, right? I didn't know I could leave. And then we had kids. I was like, holy crap, I could have left. You don't have children. You can go.
I always look to Louis C.K. for proper
dating advice.
Yes, relationship advice
between
men and women.
This is
well. If your goal is just to always win an argument, then you're in a relationship with somebody you shouldn't be in.
It's not a healthy a relationship. You're not in a relationship to have arguments. That's not what its purpose is. Really, by the way, ChatGPT is right. This dude is insecure. You don't think you can find somebody else? That's ridiculous. I dropped this girl as fast as I could.
I feel like in the last month, we have provided Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation with really good relationship advice.
We should bring back Loveline. We should be doing late night radio and late night TV, helping people with their relationship issues.
Yeah.
I am prepared to do that because what I need in my life is one more program. I need one more content thing to do.
We've got a caller from San Antonio. What's your problem?
You can be the callers too, like it's all
sure.
My girlfriend keeps going to GTV to chat.
And you're like, chat what? Oh, I'm sorry. We have to go now.
The High and Wicked, the Wild Rover Irish whiskey, $135 a bottle. It's excellent. It really is excellent. Very surprised, very thrilled. And this cigar right here from Sacrificio, the Maestro. This is a nice smoke. This is Eat, Drink, Smoke.
Follow Eat, Drink, Smoke on social media, on Twitter @Go Eat, Drink, Smoke, on Facebook, facebook.com/Eat, Drink, Smoke, and Instagram @Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast.